Días, buenas lunes, happy new moon. I'm just gonna tell you guys straight up, as we are giving time for people to come in. There are major transits in which I really want to put a great emphasis on our divine masculine energies, as we have the lunar nodes transiting and shifting today into the sign of Aries, which is the masculine, and the south node will be in Libra. But we also have Pluto doing a square, and so this energy is going to be felt with Pluto square for the rest of this month until like the beginning of August. And that's really gonna affect like your first house, the 7th house, and the 10th house transits. And so I'm kind of just diving straight into it, but there's a lot that is going on this week that I do want to say. So the new moon today is in the sign of Cancer. The sun and the moon are in the sign of Cancer, and that's divine mother energy, right? So it's very interesting how we have the lunar nodes, right? Why is it important to talk about the lunar nodes during the new moon? Well, the lunar nodes is connected to the moon, right? And so this is saying that there is a connection in regards to the mother-father relationship and creation that is going on. And excuse my notifications. That is going on for the collective to pay attention to, right? So whether it's mother goddess, father god, source creatress, creator, higher self, however you want to view it, this is also impacting the Holy Spirit of the child, because Aries represents the child, right? There's a lot. So I just kind of want to slow down, and we're going to get into it. And I'm going to do things a little bit different. So there were certain colors that were coming through that perhaps you might want to pay attention to, as they may be symbolic for you. There are certain runes. So I'm going to ask you to pick a number from 1 to 3. And then I will be drawing a rune. And depending on that message, it may resonate with you. This transit with the lunar nodes happens from now into 18 months. So this is a 1.5 year influence that we're going to have as a collective. So everyone in the collective is going to feel this energetic shift. However, there are certain signs that are going to be more impacted or influenced by this energy. And so those signs are, in my opinion, it's Aries, Libra, right? Because those are the main lunar nodes. And then there is Scorpio and Taurus, which we just came out of those lunar nodes. So they're somewhat going to feel that, but also because of like Pluto being in the square, and with Venus doing a little bit of a dance and going into retrograde. We're going to get into that as well, because this is all, while this transit is a 1.5 years, this week alone we have major transits that is going to impact this transit it could be in a really rough way, to say the least, right? And so I'm even going to include Capricorn in that, because Mars is the ruler of Aries and Scorpio, although Pluto is in that mix there as well. But Mars is, oh my gosh. I'm a loss for words right now. Exalted, there you go, thank you. Exalted in the sign of Capricorn. And so we do have some things with Saturn going on, but these transits are going to be potent. So I'm going to take a sip of water. Give me just a moment to let you guys, all guys, gals, gods, goddesses, beings come in. also going to send this out to a few people because I really believe that this is really important and should be spoken about a lot more than it is. And to get these messages out, especially with the masculine, and I'm gonna explain why more the masculine. So this may be a trigger alert, a warning, you know, because some of the things that I may say may cause some triggers. And I just have to be honest. I have to, you know, call it how I see it, because the truth is that I'm not necessarily here to 100% comfort you, although I do like to keep myself in the space of being a safe haven for you all, and being a comfort for the masculine just as much as the feminine, right? But that also means that in my nurturance and in my loving you, I have to sometimes tell you that things are going to be a little bit uncomfortable. And that's what Aries in this North Node is going to be. Anytime we have anything, if you have this transit, if you have any of those signs that I mentioned, Aries, Libra, Scorpio, Taurus, Capricorn, and your sun, moon, rising, Mars, south or north nodes, definitely pay attention to this transit. If I would even look at what is in your first house, 7th house, and 10th house placements, especially from now until August. All right, with that Pluto squaring the lunar nodes. I'm going to go into it. So with the lunar nodes shifting into Aries, what I want to say as a trigger is that it is known that men have a higher rate of suicide. And a lot of that has to do with their Mars placement. A lot of that has to do with social and environmental conditionings. And Mars can be the god of war and the god of passion. Fire signs are very emotional and they can be quite explosive at times, because they tend to hold it in sometimes, especially when it comes down to the immaturity of emotional intelligence. And so I say that very purposefully because, as mentioned earlier, Aries is the child. It's the child of the zodiac, right? Of the zodiac wheel. It's the first sign of the wheel. It's the initiator. So, you know, this energy can bring in a lot of ambition and initiate great victorious ventures, right? But at the same time, this could initiate someone to feel overwhelmed, and a lot of men do not have space to communicate their emotions or their passions. They just get into their ambition and they may overly consume what is being given to them. And this can lead to overworking and overstimulated in different ways without having a way to ease themselves. And this can lead to depression, or it can lead to the suicidal ideations, right? So I'm gonna highly recommend, especially during this next transits, that if you are a man and you are seeing this and you struggle with any type of mental health or depression, anxiety, overworking, not really feeling like you have a safe haven to express your emotions, that you either like connect with a therapist, a counselor, or even a coach, you know, someone that you can talk with your friends, open up, because Mars is in the sign right now of Taurus, if I'm not mistaken. And so this transit is known to connect with what are your values. And a lot of men value their logics, they value their money. And with these transits happening here, a lot of people may get impacted with by their finances. They may be overly ambitious. And so there's a lot of good to this, but there's a lot of things that I have to talk about as well, because Venus is going into retrograde on the 22nd, and Venus is the ruler of Taurus. Now, of course, Mars isn't going to stay in Taurus the entire 18 months, but it is the initiator of this energy, right? And this is all happening this week. With Venus going into retrograde, she's gonna challenge your nutrition, and she's going to ask you what are your values. And for some people, they might find themselves losing a job, or you might get like a big ass promotion, right? And it's going to be completely uncomfortable, because it's going to be like from either one field to another, or from like one low end position to a very high end position. And it's just like a big gap, a big difference, life transforming. This is also going to have a lot of people's exes come back to the forefront to test relationships. And so if I would say this transit isn't going to cause problems in your relationship, but it is going to expose problems in your relationships. And so if you could allow yourself to take accountability for yourself, this will definitely strengthen the connection and the passion. This can get really juicy. This can get really passionate. How I see this in the cosmos, that with the lunar nodes shifting on this new moon, is the mother and father having a house meeting, right? And saying, okay, like we need to lay down our foundation. We need to like really get it together and see what it is that we want to initiate moving forward, because we've been having all these problems, and we need to figure out, are we gonna like get it together, or are we gonna separate? Because Mars is also separation. It's iron, it's the fire. And so with Venus, with Mars being in Taurus, and Taurus, Venus being the planet, the ruler of Taurus, the nutrition. Are you nurturing and nourishing your body correctly? I would say there's certain crystals that came up to the forefront. I would definitely say hematite. Hematite is known as the original bloodstone. It connects with the iron in your blood as well. And it is a natural defense protector. Also, if you do magnetic hematite, even better, because this will magnetically attract your abundance and all that is working in your favor, to bring forth not only your prosperity, but your protection, your fortitude, during those challenges, during the time of, you and your spouse having these, might experience some communication issues, if that is something that is already present in your relationship. Again, this transit is not going to create new problems. It's actually just going to expose problems. And so if you have exes coming up to the forefront and you're engaged in a connection with someone, how do you honor your relationship and say, like, because these exes that's coming out to the woodwork aren't going to be just regular exes. These are karmatic exes. These are exes that you have really passionate, intimate connections with. And with Libra being in the South Node, there is a need to reevaluate your contracts and making sure that you are closing out those cycles with people from your past that is no longer serving you, that you are not in connection with, to honor and initiate your foundation moving forward with your partner and with yourself in a healthy manner. This is also going to initiate a lot of independence to happen. A lot of people are going to want to focus on self and initiate steps forward towards their goals. And so a lot of people might find themselves isolating and finding themselves having to do the shadow work with their triggers. And again, for the men more than women, especially because of Mars placement, this placement is known to have an influence of suicide, and so I definitely recommend, either look at your local suicide prevention number, reach out to me if you need to reach out to me, reach out to a loved one, a friend, if you are feeling like you are experiencing suicidal ideations. I'm not a professional medical practitioner. However, I do know what it is to experience suicidal ideations, as I had them in the past, as well as depression and anxiety. And so I'm pretty familiar with how to navigate those waters and how uncomfortable that can be. So I just want to put that out there. During this transit, you can possibly experience warlike experiences in your home and in the collective. Because, let's face it, this is the god of war we're talking about here. And so I do see a lot more of fire accidents coming to the forefront. I see like explosions, explosives, right? Things with metals, making sure that your vehicles are good, your knives are sharpened, but you're, mindful of how you're cutting your preparing your food, your vegetables and whatnot. Just, to put those things out there. I'm definitely not, and recently had a beautiful friend take his own life. My condolences. Yeah, you see, this energy is really going to, especially with the, these next couple of weeks with Pluto squaring the nodes. Pluto is death and transformation. So I know I started off a little bit heavy with the suicidal ideations and everything like that for the divine masculine, but I rather put it out there and say, hey, this is a symptom that you might experience or you might see. Pay attention. Sometimes the men don't speak up and women will never know, and your friends don't know. And now is the time more than ever to get a little bit uncomfortable and open up your heart space to talk about it. Talk about it with your partner, talk about it with your loved one, because this can literally save your life. This can save your husband's life, your brother's life, your son's life, your grandparent, whoever. And of course, this also applies to the women as well. But again, men do have a higher suicide rate. And again, that does have a lot to do with the Mars placements. And one of those placements is when Mars is in Taurus, and Mars is in Taurus during this transit of the lunar nodes. Again, it's not going to stay there in the entirety of it, but this is an initiator of this energy. We do also have during this week, like I mentioned earlier, Venus going into retrograde. And we also have Chiron going into retrograde. We already have Saturn and Neptune in retrograde. So there's a lot of retrogrades happening simultaneously during this period that is going to ask you, are the people you're keeping in your life the people that you're going to be building with moving forward? There's going to be a lot of exposure on your connections, okay? Again, because Venus, not only is it the food, nurturing your food, right? I'm definitely gonna go back into that. But also like love and connections and what do you value. And there's going to be a lot of explosions of fake friends, right? People that may have been hidden enemies, people who may have had like jealousy or envy towards you. And these are uncomfortable, right? But this is happening in a way that it is forceful, almost like they can't even help saying it out or like exposing themselves, because that's how forceful Aries energy can be. Aries energy can be very forceful, sometimes a little bit reckless, but nonetheless it's like it wants to separate you from the bullshit, and that's in its divine way, right? Sometimes we look at, it wants to separate you in a way to bring balance and harmony, but it's going to be a little bit harder to find that balance with Libra and the South Node. But again, this is happening so that you can, if you find yourself off balance, then what are you not letting go and parting ways with? That is a contract you need to break that's in your South Node. That's, to be left behind. That's to bring closure to, right? And so a lot of you may find yourselves maybe, initiating moving to a new home, and or initiating new careers and breaking contracts with old family, friends, careers, different situations. It's definitely a lot of contracts, as stated, the first house, with your body. And I'm going to go back into it. If I'm all over the place, I apologize. I'm getting all the downloads at the same time. And so with the first house is your body. So we already spoke about the suicide aspect of that. What I'm going to go into now is, I mentioned, Saturn and Neptune being in Pisces in retrograde. And I mentioned in the past about like food poisoning. Well, with Venus going into retrograde during this period, is also going to amplify more like kind of like food poisonings and contaminants. And with Aries, this is definitely foods that are targeted to the masculine and foods that are targeted to children. And so being mindful of how you're nourishing your body at this time. There's definitely, we see that already happening, but it's gonna be more. Also, I will definitely pay attention to children as a whole during the next 18 months. Again, because Aries is the child of the zodiac, there's going to be a lot that the children are going to try to awaken the elders to, as far as like their starseed downloads and to upgrade the system. And because of that, there are going to be a lot more attacks towards the children, and so our exposure of those that are trying to attack the children and whatnot. Yeah. That's a lot. I told you there could be a lot of trigger words on here. For those of you that are just coming in, I'll get to that before we close out. I mentioned to pick a number 1, 2, or 3, and that I will be pulling a rune for 1, 2, or 3, and then that rune will kind of give you a little bit of feedback of an energy to work with during this transit. And so with career change, the beautiful part about this, as mentioned, is, for some of you, it may be losing your job and, trying to fight off depression so that you don't get into a space of suicidal ideations, but into a space of motivation. And what are your ambitions? What are your goals? And allow this energy to tap into your ambitions so that you could achieve these goals. And this might bring you to a whole complete career shift into a new space that maybe you always wanted but didn't feel ready for. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, for the most part, some of y'all's not really gonna, again, North Node can be really uncomfortable. And so these promotions or these shifts can feel so intimidating that you're gonna be having to be mindful of how much you're chewing and how much you can swallow, right? Because sometimes we take bigger bites than what we can actually chew and what we can actually swallow to digest the experience. But nonetheless, what's for you is gonna be for you, and it's gonna kind of, if you're not in the alignment, it's gonna be a forceful and uncomfortable alignment. Just because Aries is like that. Aries is like, yo, let's get it together. Let's get this paper. But Aries can be a bit selfish in that. So a lot more people are going to want to isolate and be a little bit selfish as they are trying to figure themselves out. There's going to be a lot of inner child healing happening, not only because Aries is in the north, the north node is in Aries, and that's representative of the child, but Chiron is also going retrograde, which is the wounded warrior. So we have Aries, the god of war, right? Who is the god of war, but also the child of the zodiac sign, right? Mars is the god of war, and then Aries is the child of the zodiac. And then we have the wounded warrior. Okay, this screams to me masculine suicidal rates increasing. I know I keep saying it because I'm not trying to be redundant, but I'm trying to bring it to your awareness, because men have higher suicide rates and they're going to need the nurturing. Brothers, you're going to need to do the healing. You're going to need to find yourself a safe haven with some sisters, with your mothers, with your friends, with your brothers. Honor each other, love each other's blessings, beautiful, abundant blessings, beautiful. Happy Monday. Yes, happy Monday. I love you. Thank you. And so that's definitely one thing I want to say. This is also going to impact the woman, as well as women have divine masculine energies too. And so some of the women at this time, and again with Libra being in the south node, there's a big red siren going off, like, make sure you are focusing on being balanced with your masculine energies overall, and your feminine and masculine energies, because women, we are going to feel motivated, we're going to feel ambitious, we're going to feel charged up, and we're going to want to do a whole bunch of things, and this can lead us to become in more our dominance masculine energy, to the point where it might even be a little bit at an imbalance with the men around us, right? Again, because the foods that are going to be out there are going to be targeting men's hormones, right? To be a little bit more feminized. And this is things that's already happening. We know that this is happening, but more so because they want to create separations of the mother and the father in the household. And this new moon, the mother's like, all right, we shifting gears, right? I'm the new moon. The sun is in Cancer. The moon is in Cancer. I am the divine mother creatrix here, right? And the soul, right? The son, the father, right? Is meeting the mother, right? Is meeting the mother, and then the lunar node is shifting with the child, right? And so we have the mother, the father, the Holy Spirit here, but they're also being challenged and squared up with Pluto, right? This is where the challenges are coming in. Hello, Alchemist Goddess. Are you going to keep this video up? Yes, I definitely am. With that, let me bring it back. With the separation. It's been known for many decades now that there has been a war in regards to gender roles that needs to stop. There has been a role, and that gender role war is to cause separation in the household, because they know that a household where the mother and the father are together, the child is much more successful. There is also when the child is raised with just the father, the child has a higher success rate. But when the child is raised with just a single mom, it is known that children need their fathers. Straight up, I love you, women. I love you, sisters. I mean, absolutely no shade. But numbers don't lie. Numbers do not lie. And this is a pattern in the matrix. And a lot of people be like, oh, well, fuck the matrix, this, that, and the third. The etymology of matrix is the mother. La madre. Madres. Matrix. Okay? The womb. And it's also in mathematics for our numbers and angles and angels. And so when we're working angles of light to be in balance of our heavenly council, right, our celestial being, we want to make sure that the matrix that we are living in is one that is of our highest timeline and divinity, right? Since, you know, this is for those that get really logical, right, and mathematical and egoic at times, right? Hey, numbers don't lie. And so if you find yourself, some of you may find yourself having to deal with a lot of child support cases at this time, finding new ways. I keep losing signal. You're touching very valuable topics. I want to hear. Oh, hi, Soul, my beautiful sister. Thank you. Some of you may be dealing with some child support issues. Again, there's going to be a lot of contract related type issues that need closure, that need harmonizing. And so for some of you, it may have been, I mentioned this earlier, it may have been as simple as exes coming to the forefront, especially with Venus retrograde, to challenge what it is that you want in love, what it is that you want in your foundation. Are you easily tempted into past circumstances and cycles? Are you easily tempted into, you know, because it's passionate, right? They're going to remind you of that passion. Well, are you exploring those passions with your current relationships? Or are you single and you're wanting these passions, right? It can come up for different reasons. And again, this can either cause a lot of divorces to occur, or this can really strengthen your relationship, because you'll start breaking down, you know what, this has been bothering me. When there's healthy dialogue in the household and the foundation, you're much stronger, right? You are built on a solid foundation and you don't fall for anything, right? But when a foundation is not strong, when the house is divided, it will fall for anything, such as an ex or temptation, or overstimulation of social media and other people's opinions, and depression and whatnot. And so the main goal here is to focus on unity, for the union within yourself first, and the union within your foundation, because a house divided can be easily destroyed. It can easily fall. And that is what the North Node in Aries is saying. I will huff and I will puff and I will knock your shit down. So if you know that there's certain things in the household, and I'm specifically touching on household right now because the mother, this is the household energy, right? This is 4th house, right? I mentioned 1st house, 7th house, 10th house. 10th house is the house of careers. It's the house of longevity. 7th house is the house of longevity, long-term contracts, also careers. 4th house is the mother's, the ruler of that house is Cancer, right? And so again, the same way Aries being in Taurus is being initiated with that Venus energy, we also have the moon, right, and Cancer. And so that's an initiator for this energy. And she's saying, what is in your household that needs clearing up? What is in your household that needs to be established? Do you feel like you have a solid foundation? This is also going to challenge a lot of people to get more independent, where you may have had codependency issues. Again, it's a lot to this transit. And on a collective level as a whole, people's temperaments may come up because, fire signs are very emotional. Back in the days, the fire signs were the emotional signs more than the water signs. And I find them quite similar, just expressed differently. And so, listen, you get a Cancer, hot-headed, they become a serial killer, right? It's known. And so this is like, besides suicide, like, there might be more fights or murders and stuff like that out there. And so again, trigger words, trigger warnings, and I apologize for anyone that may have certain traumatic experiences or PTSD with any type of war-like experiences. But again, this energy it does bring war. And so mass murders, this could be, whether it's psychos, right? Psychopaths, serial killers. There you go, serial killers. Because remember, we also do have Saturn and Pisces in retrograde, and that watery energy, I mean, that can be quite toxic as well. And so we have to look at both sides, right? So I mentioned a lot of what this energy can look like in a toxic way, and finding your balance might feel like a detriment to you at this time, relationships with others, because the North Node in Aries is in its home. It's in its home. It wants to focus on the body. It wants to focus on self. For a lot of you, this might be a lot of immune diseases needing to be healed, especially in the beginning of, like, from now to August, if you have any autoimmune diseases, because Pluto is squaring the nodes until August. And so that Pluto has a lot to do with autoimmune diseases as well, and the blood. And then Saturn and Pisces is toxicity, and I just mentioned it's medicines, right? It's poisons. We mentioned that already. So definitely a lot of you might want to take some time off to really focus on healing the body, if that's an area that you feel like needs healing, or at least just taking time to listen to what your body is trying to establish for you to be healthy, right? And then the 7th house is, the house of partnerships. And the house of partnerships is what's in the South Node right now. And so it might feel like a detriment to connect with others, or it may be like, you might want to feel like you want to connect with others, but maybe they're dealing with their own internal conflicts with Chiron and everything going on. Like I mentioned, all those transits. And it might lead to an argument. Again, these transits are not here to cause problems, but to expose where there's cracks in the foundation, right? And so whether it is your partner or friend, if y'all haven't established healthy boundaries with each other, this is going to be a time when that's either going to be exposed. If you haven't established healthy communication with one another, that's going to be exposed. They might need some extra space and extra time to themselves. And you have to ask yourself, is that a connection that you value? And if so, do you have the patience to hold space for them while they are on their individual healing journey? Or is that something that you're no longer holding space for, and it's time for you to go elsewhere where maybe you just don't feel appreciated, whatever it may be? It's going to expose. But at the end of the day, whatever you feel about that is personal. This is a very personal transit, and it don't got nothing to do with other people outside of you. That shit is in the past. That victim mentality is in the past. That pointing the finger to others is in the past. That's why it's South Node. This is a big transit for taking self accountability of your own energy. Okay. I'm just going to say mindfulness again. If you do find yourself in isolation, to try to balance that out with connecting to others and allowing yourself to collaborate with others and be in harmony with that. What else? Take a sip of water. We're going to go into the numbers in just a moment. Hello, everyone that's just coming in. A lot of these corporations with the 10th house being exposed and the crumbling, this is so that a lot of people can feel motivated in their ambitions to be innovative and bring out what it is that we're going to be moving forward to. At the same time, this is when they are going to be initiating, again, they're going to be initiating so many tactics to try to create separation in community and family and friends and money and careers, right? And so we can kind of already see that, where there's like a little bit of a separation between like banks and unions and digital currency, right? And so they're really going to be doing a lot of things collectively to, kind of bring in more AI situations to kind of like separate you from using your own brain, right? A lot of people get excited and they use the AI to do the work for them as opposed to thinking for themselves. And so it's important that if you use AI, hey, go for it, do what you want to do, but still use your brain. Like, don't separate yourself from your own intelligence. Don't separate yourself from your own technology, because these apps are a replica of our technology that we are embedded and ingrained in our source, in our being. And so not to forget that, right? Separation in just many areas, okay? Hello. So that was a lot that I said. I don't want to ramble into circles. So I'm just going to, before I do the numbers, if you're just coming in, I told everyone to choose a number 1, 2, or 3, and I will pull a rune. And this rune is a rune that would like to work with you during this time, during the next 18 months of these lunar nodes, these shifts, but especially from now until the month of August, okay? With this Pluto squaring the nodes. As mentioned, it is gonna, all right, so circling back with everything, the meat and the meat and the juice of this, the meat and vegetables of this live, right? No, the lunar nodes are has shifted today into the sign of Aries for the North Node and Libra and the South Node. Therefore, it is going to impact everyone in the collective regardless of your zodiac sign. However, it is also being squared from now until the end of the month by Pluto. Pluto is squaring the lunar nodes. And so this energy is going to majorly impact Aries, Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, and Capricorns. I put Capricorn because Mars is exalted in Capricorn and Mars will be changing signs. Taurus because Mars is in the sign of Taurus currently as this shift is occurring, and so that's a big initiator to this energy. Scorpio is the opposite sign, and it's also ruled by both Mars and Pluto. And Mars is the ruler of Aries as well as Scorpio. And so if any of you have that in your sun, your moon, your rising, your Mars placements, your south node or north node, this is going to impact you or influence you more than it would other people. There's a lot to be excited for, but there's a lot to be mindful of. I mentioned earlier that there were certain colors that may come to the forefront, and I did not mention those colors, so I will mention them now. For some of you, depending on where you at in your journey, and it can be at any time during this 18-month period, it was just what I channeled. You're going to be exposed to more reds. Reds for the drive, for the passion, and for the warnings, the alerts, okay? Reds. Pinks, definitely pinks for love and passions and connecting with the divinity of the divine masculine energy, as opposed to just the lower realms of masculinity. It may have other meanings to you as well. White for the purification that is going to be happening during this period, and camouflage colors, right? And so again, this is going to be that there's going to be a lot of things that may try to camouflage around you to observe, and then people like to observe things before they tackle them. And so you may be observing or learning new skills before you tackle your goals, right? And so it can be the same way with people, or, there's just going to be a lot of like chameleon-like energies. And so maybe that is an animal to connect with or look up if you were looking to camouflage. But there's also a need for you to be in your truth at this time, because if you find yourself just in the camouflage energy and experience, then you might have really harsh, rude awakenings that is going to be exposed to you, because this is definitely an energy that is initiating us forward into our sovereignty, into our truth, into our independency here. Okay, if you are any other zodiac sign, yes, this is still going to impact you. Regardless of where you're at, I will look at what is in your first house placement, what is in your 7th house placement, what is in your 10th house placement, as these are going to be influenced by the Pluto square. Okay, I know I'm bringing up some new information as well as connecting it with information that I said in the beginning of the video, because I'm just trying to make sure that I get all the information to you before I pull the ruins. And so look up what is that house ruler for you, and if there's any planets or aspects in that house, what is going on there, because that's gonna help you know what Libra in the South Node wants you to evaluate as far as like your contracts and your karmas. Okay. Speaking of contracts and karmas, you are gonna have to definitely, if you are a person that works a lot with contracts, pay attention to contracts. Get acquainted with different laws as well. There's going to be a lot of cases that may come up to the forefront to be closed out, because there's a big need for closure at this time. So Libras, yeah, you are Libra. Libras are going to have a very uncomfortable experience at this time, but it can be really beautiful. All of this is to harmonize you. Not as potent, not as bad as like Aries, but also not as good, because Aries has a lot of good, exciting things. Like, I can see Aries, like, you might find yourself getting paid 10 times more than what you were getting paid before, right? And so that's gonna be like a major shock to your system, and you're like, holy cow, like, how did I get there? And like, well, you earned it, right? You earned it. You earned your spot. You earned your leisure. Like, you've done the work that you needed to do to get there. And so now the universe is just bumping you up to where you belong. But it might be really hard and uncomfortable, even though the money is there. Money doesn't buy happiness. Money doesn't buy you connections with people all the time. Money doesn't buy you internal peace. Money doesn't buy you relief from stress, right? Like, you have to find those things within your core. And that's why it's important, because remember, it's going to put you in a higher position, right? And you're going to be sitting in the seat of your throne. But if you don't know what to do in there, it can become really stressful and a detriment. And that's where balance has to come in order. Okay, you'll be able to buy a lot of things, right? But yeah, you can't buy love. You can't. You have to be love. Be the love, and be open to receive love as well. And sometimes it can be a little bit hard for a Mars and Aries energy to experience or express love as passionate as they are. And when they open up, they allow themselves to experience a love far greater than they could ever imagine. But it takes really, really, like, they can love someone so much, but if they just won't open up, it's hard. And so I definitely want to put a lot more emphasis on connecting with divine masculine energies at this time, whether you are male or female, especially if you are a woman and you are in a space where you feel balance and holding space for the masculine as well. People, they hear the word patience, they want to run. They want to run. And at the same time, the same way the woman needs, the men have to have patience for the women to heal, women need to have patience for the men to heal as well. Because again, a house divided will fall for nothing. And patience does not have a gender role. And when we refuse to be patient with masculine or feminine energies, then we are contributing to that gender role war, right? And so that's just something to put out there. This is not to say that you have to be tolerant to abuse. Absolutely the fuck not. If you are being exposed to someone who is abusive, okay, then this is your sign to be patient with yourself and your healing journey, and respond accordingly, not react. Aries can be very reactive. A lot of people during this period are going to find themselves temperamental and reactive. And this is why it is important for you to do a lot of grounding work and be balanced. Stand on your square and put the shit to rest where it needs to rest. If that is an abusive relationship, cut the cords, cancel that contract, and you separate yourself so that you can be in unity and harmony with your soul's highest good. And just send them love and be patient with them as they heal. Don't wish them back. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I already had a few people delete me because they feel like I try to tell people what to do. I'm not. These are suggestions. You do what you will. You do what you will. All right. Just, patience is a virtue, and it can be a beautiful journey if you allow. And maybe it's because I have like way too much Saturn placements in here, so I know boundaries and I know patience and slow and steady and longevity, generational shit, right? I mean, I have 5 planets in Capricorn, and then I have 2 placements with Aries, and then I have Libra, and all of that is Saturnian energy. So yeah, some of y'all may call me the devil, and I look at the devil card in a very different way, because while a lot of people may see the toxicity, I can see the ajna open and see beyond the illusions of that toxicity and be like, but are you not the toxic one? Are you refusing to be accountable for your own energy? Are you being a victim? Oh, okay, you like to be manipulative. Okay, I see you. I'm gonna let you do you. But just know, karma's real. Right? And it is the consequences of your actions, and it is patience, and time is an illusion. So karma and patience, they flow on their time. It's a vibrational match thing. When it gets there, it gets there. And sometimes it's instant, and sometimes it's later down the line. And that's why it's going to be exposed at this time. You're going to see a lot of how did you treat people in the past, and how did you treat yourself, and are you being honest with yourself? And that fire is really going to illuminate a lot of your own self-sabotaging tendencies, and maybe the connections that you dealt with just for the sake of attention, are the things that you valued back then what you value now. And so those are some things. I am from New York. Yes, I am. I'm from the boogie down Bronx. Divine Rising, my sister, big love from Liverpool, UK. Peace, brother. I'm definitely bringing this to a wrap shortly, but I would highly recommend that you share this with any of your divine masculine brothers, because this is a lot of information that can help save lives as well, especially pertaining to men. And so going back to that, also I mentioned foods. Brothers, make sure that you are doing what is necessary. If you're at an age where you need to check for your prostate, do your test, check things out, eat, more, make sure that you're eating foods that connect with the minerals and vitamins that your body needs. So brother, I do feel like you should join. So give me just a moment. If you're patient enough to give me just one moment to finish wrapping this up. I just done a post about divine masculine. Yes, I would love for you to join. My spirit was saying yes. So yes, just let me I don't want to lose touch, but can you send a request, because I don't see the request here. And then so we have a lovely guest, y'all. Hey, you know what? The lunar nodes have shifted, and this experience is saying be open to those surprises that's going to bring you in alignment with divine masculine energies in a well, right? So again, if it's in a toxic way, that's going to be exposed. Foods, being mindful of your children, because there's also 5th house energy with it when it comes down to the sun, when it comes, the lunar nodes. And I believe that, Pluto is squaring today the lunar nodes. And so the sun, we have 5th house energy that is being influenced with this. And, that's relationships, that's the inner child, that's children as a whole. And so, again, there could be, maybe this is a time where if you have children, that you're really gonna have to learn to find different methods of communicating with them. Maybe they might feel more challenging to you because they might, like I mentioned earlier in the video, your children might be getting downloads that may seem out of the ordinary, or it may seem far-fetched, and it's because they're getting downloads for us to kind of learn from them at this time as well, to initiate how we as a collective is going to move forward. And so there's going to be a lot of targets to children as well. So just protecting children, whether you have children or not, paying attention to the children, being protective over the children, learning to, teaching them how to protect themselves and be fortified. Okay, this is something. And also, if you have children and you're dealing with child support, that's a big thing that can occur at this time during this transit. That's for the next 18 months. I highly recommend that some sort of balanced solution comes to the forefront here. With Libra being in the South Node, if you are a Libra that is dealing with child support or issues with your child's father, that might be something that is gonna be really uncomfortable and hard for you at this time. So really finding ways of how you can mitigate and heal this situation and come to some sort of compromise where the father is taking accountability for his responsibility with the children, because as stated, children need their father, and this is a big attack on the masculine energy right now and separation of the household as in families in general. And so maybe going back to the root of love. Why did y'all fall in love? What is the love with the children? How can y'all focus on that foundation, and then what is not working, and vocalizing that without shame, without guilt, and rewriting contracts so that it maybe is the best situation can be like co-parenting. But if that's not an option, just finding yourself, and even if you're not a Libra, if you're just in this experience, finding yourself where you can do what is best for the children as well. Not to say stay in a relationship for your children, because that may not be what is best. Like if you're not in a divorce situation, if you're still with your partner, sometimes the divorce, the separation is what is best for the child, but also you have to go back to the source of the situation and not like the opinions of others. Really allow for the healing to occur. I did mention the colors already. Hematite was a crystal, and ruda or rue is an herb, a plant medicine. For those of you that work with plant medicine, it is a purifier. It's also good for cord cutting. It's also good for hex breaking, removing the evil eye, removing energies and entities that is no longer that is not serving the place, that is not of your highest heavenly counsel. Okay, and then so the contracts. Also, if you have father wounds, this is definitely also a time, not only the mother wounds, for the masculine, for the men, they might have father and mother wounds, or father wounds alone and not mother wounds. They might be mama's boys and stuff like that. Sometimes we think that just because sometimes the parent that you're most closest to is the parent that you have to do the most healing from, because there's a lot of social conditionings that have been passed down and inherited from that parent. So just being mindful to evaluate where you're at. There might be some mother wounds that you have to heal to keep yourself in a healthy vibration. Sometimes mothers also enable their children because they love them and they don't want them to feel bad, and they want their child to feel special, and that's a beautiful thing. But when you are enabling and not allowing them to be accountable and responsible, this is where that balance needs to happen. Yes, I'm going to bring you on, brother. And so with the woman, you might have mother wounds yourselves, work on that, and you might have father wounds. If you have father wounds, this is a big emphasis on healing your father wounds and establishing balance and foundation. Okay, brother, I am now going to bring you up. Oh, can you send the request again? I'm sorry, or maybe I can request you. Also, I'm going to allow for y'all to pick a number one. I just sent you, I approved it. There we go. Hello, how are you?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y usted?
Estás buenísima, ¿no?
Gracias.
Hey,
Gracias.
that's all I've got in Spanish, but can you read this song? Nina Simone. You know I have come in, talk. Oh, sorry, my name's Pete from Liverpool.
Hello, Pete.
A pleasure, man.
I've seen you live quite a few times.
Oh, I'm sorry about my face.
It's okay. I know you're really silly. You can be really silly, and some people can take your persona a bit intimidating or obnoxious or confusing because you can be a bit sarcastic sometimes. But you know, if they get it, they get it. If not, it is what it is. You know. But you're really straightforward. I smell it from over here.
No, that's BO. That's just BO. Oh, you thought I'd come in for the reading?
No,
No, I embrace it, man. I come in to read you.
No. I didn't think that at all.
No,
I didn't think that at all.
No, I come in because your soul called me.
Yes. No, you were talking about the divine masculine energies, but you're probably picking up readings because before I let you go in that, I asked everyone to pick a number 1, 2, or 3. And you can share that in a moment. What I'm going to do.
I don't mean to be rude, but you are one hell of a woman. Your soul is effervescent. You are glowing. You got Cleopatra and Isis around you, and your soul called me, lady. That's it. I've got messages for you. I'm absolutely knackered, and I'm honoured to be in your grace. I am, but someone told me, Cara, the lovely Cara, she's so in tune, and my sister, so be nice. Number 1, don't tell me what to do, Cara. Number 2, thank you for showing support for a true soul sister. And number 3, you've seen me do this enough times, Cara. So I haven't got. I want you to reach out to me because I've done Delight, I've done Cara, I've done most of the people in this room. I am silly and I am abrupt and I can be obnoxious, but I am a multi-dimensional quantum healer motherfucking Pisces king. You are a queen and I see you. I have got messages for you and I'd happily do it in private, but I just wanted to introduce myself and just, you say you can smell it. Oh baby, I can feel your fucking soul. Do you understand me?
Calm down.
No, oh no, oh, calm down. You want me to? I'm calm. I can see your soul. Do you understand? Above all the words and above all the beautiful eye makeup, I see your fucking soul. And you're a warrior of the rainbow tribe, sister. You are now more powerful than ever fucking before. And I'm sorry to come in and like it looks like I'm trying to dominate, but it's not. Your higher self and this grandmother woman of yours, or great auntie, whoever it is, she is one powerful lady because she dragged me in my fucking stoned high state and said, get in this life. I was like, do I have to? And she went, do you want to see what I'm about?
She's the one that said, yeah, to let you on,
I know.
To be honest.
You think I can't speak to them, sister? I don't know what type of divine masculines you've been around, but let me tell you something. You are a queen of fucking queens. I see you. I appreciate you. Now, if it's okay with you...
So y'all hear him? Y'all better recognize...
Hey! Get it bad. Fettuccine, la bella vita. This a beautiful life. Now,
thank you. I am going to interject, though.
I've got these.
I'm going to cut you off for a moment there before we keep going.
Go
I
on.
want to do, let y'all pick your numbers, 1, 2, or 3, and I am going to share. So for those of you that pick the number 1, I got to look at these. So
Can
I'm
I
still learning the
join
runes,
in?
okay?
Can I
And
join in? And I do 3 cards as
absolutely,
well. Go on then. I'll do your game.
absolutely.
I'll play your game. Come on then, Mama. Let's
Okay.
go.
So I'm still learning the ruin names, and these ruins, I'm going to read about them. This is definitely new to me.
Yeah.
So bear with me.
Okay.
I'm being very honest. I'm more of a tarot type individual, but
Yeah.
my spirit called me to bring out the ruins, and so that's what I'm doing. And
God,
so with the ruin,
you're really spicy, you aren't you? You're
I
really
am
fucking
spicy.
spicy, man. Ooh, yeah, like your vibe, man.
So for for number 1, whoever chose number 1, this is right hole, I believe it's called right hole, and this is about traveling. This is about transitions. This is the road. This is also like astral any form of traveling. So this could be astral travel, astral projection, transitions, transformation, vacations. Right? This is also vehicles. So again, remember, I told you to choose a number 1 to 3, and that whatever ruin comes out for you is a ruin that wants to connect with you during this next year and a half. Okay, so the messages may come right away for you, or it may come later in the year. Take it how it resonates. This could also be a symbol that you can put in your vehicles as a form of protection for your vehicles, for your journal, for your journey, for your path. You can put this on your sneakers, on your socks, on your ankle, on your feet, on your knees. You can just put it in your pocket. However, these are just ways that's intuitively coming to me for you to connect with this stone. Okay, not this stone. This is actually an ayahuasca vine that I engraved
Oh
into
my
it.
God. When you turned it the other way, can I just interrupt you just 1 second? Now, you know nothing is random, right? You know
Yeah.
the late, you know the person who's on my mind the most, her initial is R. Look at you, look at that. I know, right? I know it's a room, but that is a R, right? That
Yeah.
in my mind is a fucking R. And the person that I've just seeked a reading on, all right, she's the queen of the fucking mermaids and she's playing with me. I'm a Pisces, but you know, whatever. We won't talk about that just now. But her initial is fucking R. You are on point, lady. I'm so glad I come in this box.
I mean, I'm glad. Can you say the name? Are you open to saying the name?
Are you sure you want to get into that?
Yeah.
Let me do you first. Let me do you first.
All right. All right. So this rune is good for achievements as well. You can use this to help you achieve goals if you
Okay.
were looking to, if you maybe days that you don't feel as motivated, right? Because there's days that we feel and we're always ambitious about our goals, but we may not feel motivated. You
Yeah.
might want to connect with this to help stimulate your path to be open and to show you like the map or the way through to make it possible
Okay.
for you to achieve your goals. This is also going to bring safety, and it's going to help balance out the speed of your travel or your journey so that it is successful. Okay, maybe you're moving way too fast and you need to slow down, right? Sometimes we're going so fast we might miss certain details, and those details may be important for us in our journey later, and so this rune will help us with that. This is also a guiding and protective symbol. So if you feel like you just need that extra protection, this is definitely one that you can use for your physical or spiritual journey. Okay, this is also good for shamanic journeying
Mm.
as well, or accelerating the development of a situation. This also corrects any disruption of energy flow and direction. So where there is any imbalances, you can use this to correct that the energy flow so that you are again eliminating the distractions and traveling in a successful way. This will eliminate delays and trouble associated with any form of traveling or goals. Okay, this will also help you expand your mind and your consciousness here to explore different boundaries within yourself or stretch through boundaries that maybe were hindering you as opposed to helping you. So just readjusting yourself in the course of your life. So if you chose the number one, the road hole, I hope I'm saying Radhole, is the ruin that you will be working with, or that is working with you and connecting with you for the next 18 months.
Oh, I'll take that claim. Claim to the Chinaman at the back. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Okay, if you chose number two.
hey, listen, lady. Listen. I love the way you flow. I absolutely adore you. But you know when you've been doing readings and lives for fucking ages and you at that touchy point where you just, that's where I'm at. I've got fucking 13 cards for you. I'm going to put them to the side. No, wait, whoa. I'm going to put them to the side. I'm going to do a live later. Are you following me?
I am following
Yeah.
you. I believe so.
Make sure you follow me. And if
Yes,
you've
I
got
am.
time in about an hour or two after you've had a break and something to eat, please, if you get the time, come on in. But I'm gonna let you look. You don't need no co-host, man. You're cool as fuck. You're flowing, and I'm just, I'm just being a
No,
gooseberry. But I don't mind.
but I would really love for you. After I finish, if you have time, or I can stop and let you talk, and then I
No,
can
no,
go
no,
back to
no,
it.
sister, no, you're flowing, and what you're saying is on point. I don't want to look. This is your thing, and you are the queen. All right, I'm a king, but
Okay.
this is
I
your
want you
thing.
to talk about the masculine energy, but what's funny is this also has masculine fertility. So for those that chose
Oh,
number two,
come on, then I'll
um,
listen. Come on, then you're good. You're fucking good. You're very crafty. You're very, very naughty, but you're powerful as fuck because listen, man, listen. Listen. There's energy, and then there's fucking nuclear souls like ours. And when two of us get together, sometimes we can be like this, but no, yeah, no, but no, it's all love. I got pure respect for you. The lovely Kyra 1111 is I've got it online.
Kyra, that's my
Oh,
soul
listen,
sis.
all day, she is all day. Such a intelligent, insightful, charismatic, lovely girl going through a bit of a tough thing like us all, but she's dealing with like a fucking queen. So big love to Gara. Anyway, she told me about you, and here I am. And
Thank
I'm
you.
so glad. It's a pleasure to be here. But I do talk a lot, and I've got ADHD, so I don't mean to interrupt you. You know what I mean? You're on it.
It's
Okay,
all
go on then.
good.
Go on.
I
All right.
mentioned earlier, sometimes men they need to express
Yeah,
themselves and be
man.
open. And, sometimes us women, we fucking talk too, and we don't allow the space for the men
Oh,
to
hang
speak. And
on a
so that's
minute.
why,
I like this fucking dimension. I'm going to put an energetic footprint anchor in us women. Let me just get this right. Sorry to interrupt, but a goddess, a quantum healing, attractive, sensual, powerful, motherfucking goddess has just said, I don't want to get this right now, that some women do go on a little bit and they don't hear the divine masculines. And the most ironic thing is, if you just listen and allow us to just be in our fucking divine masculine, then you will be treated like a queen. I don't even know you, but your energy and your ancestors demands me to speak with respect. But don't think I don't know how naughty you are.
used to.
Whoa, whoa,
I was,
oh,
I was
whoa,
the
whoa,
worst.
whoa, sister. When I say naughty, I mean multi-dimensional naughty. I'm not talking about physical and that. I'm talking about you dance through fucking dimensions with the grace of man.
Yes.
You move fucking fast, and the amount of work that you've done, not only to look as good as you do, but that soul is intoxicating. It's Isis. It's Cleopatra. I'm telling you, I can smell the sand. You were Egypt high priestess. Fucking anyway. I don't want to interrupt your flow, man.
Mhm.
Number two. Number
I
two,
was
number
also
two.
guilty of cutting men off when they would speak before, and so that's how I had to learn that lesson. Also, before I go into number two, another crystal that came out I didn't mention earlier. Hopefully you all made it this far. With moonkite jasper, I believe I'm saying that correctly.
Okay.
Some of you might want to work with moonkite jasper. M-O-O or mook kite
Hey,
Jasper,
Mookie, Mookie.
Mookaite. And so that's gonna help bring some balance and establishments in the lower three chakras with confidence and strength. And so, anyways, going into it, for those of you that you're also spirit is also guiding me to say that if you didn't pick a number, you can just pick what resonates with you now, or perhaps you may be called to work with all three of them. And so take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. And so this one here, Inguas, I hope I'm saying correctly,
How'd you say
Inguas,
it?
which is
How'd you say it? Inguas, Inguas,
Inguas.
Inguas.
Inguas, and this is connected with Frey, I believe, and it is Frey, the twin, if I'm not mistaken, of Freya. And so this is the seed, like the seed of life. This is the male fertility. This is potential energy, so tapping into your potential. Also bringing harmony, unity, approval, new beginnings. This could also help women or men with like pregnancy if you want to get pregnant, again, because it's connected with the seed of life here. This could also men, maybe you're working with either semen retention or just wanting to learn how to connect with your semen in a magical way with sex magic in towards your goals,
I done
towards
38 days semen retention. I done it.
yeah,
I did it.
yeah, and that
I
helps
just finished
boost
it.
up your energy, boost up your power, your energy. And so when you are ejaculating with purpose as
Oh yeah.
opposed to just filling your seed. You do it in a way where this allows for you to be in the power of your nature, your true nature, and the nature around you. You do this to for restoration of your nature as well. This also helps you with the blooming of your flower of life and the flower of life of the woman that you are connected with. So if you are in a relationship, this also helps with sexual desires. And so if there are impotencies there, this will help you regain your strength and your sexual desires to not only manifest, but be in a healthy way, restoring the energy and the vitality of this energy. This also helps you kind of reconnect. We were talking about inner child healing. So this could help you feel youthful or even connect with your inner child healing. This will open up new areas of your life of self expression. Okay, so for those of you that have a hard time, men, I mentioned, men having a high rate of suicide and suicidal ideations more than women because they don't necessarily know how to express themselves.
Yeah.
Men, this is like two X's. Okay, it looks like this also.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. And you can draw that. You can put it underneath your pillow if you want it to help you subconsciously while you are sleeping.
Ooh.
You can put this on your underwear is what I'm picking up. If you're wearing underwear to help you with the potency of your flow. You can draw it on your phallus. You can draw it by your thighs. Your inner thigh is what I'm picking up.
Can I see the
Just to kind
symbol
of,
again? Sorry, can I see the symbol
yeah,
again just so I can draw it? So it's just the X. I'm drawing this for a friend, by the way.
it's okay.
Right? Oh, yeah, okay, I've got it. I've got it. I might even
Awesome.
get a I might even get a tattoo of that somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, this also helps to get you positive results and adds integrity to the results. So, sometimes we want we want things in our favor, but we're almost willing to jeopardize our integrity to bring things in our favor. And
Yeah,
this is saying, you can receive what it is that you want to manifest within the integrity of your
yeah.
soul. So this could be something that will help you with that. This helps to structure your thoughts and understand understand what needs to be done next as well. This restores physical, emotional, and spiritual balance as well. This helps create balance with both your vital forces and external circumstances. This helps awaken dormant abilities and qualities of a person, while it helps you with your full maturity and disclosure, and improving health overall. So again, I mentioned if you're just coming in, please be sure to watch the replay. I don't want to continue to repeat myself for the sake of time, but I mentioned all of these of needing to be balanced, being mindful of your nurturance, your health, your fertility, mental health especially, and everything like that. So I really like that the way that this energy flows. I feel like I might work with all three of them,
Hey, why not? Listen, you are so good, and it's ironic and quite funny that you started off saying I'm not too comfortable. No, I'm not too, like, something along the lines of, like, my knowledge is not too good on these runes. Lady, you sound like a fucking expert, man. Give yourself the
Well, I
credit.
have notes in front of me of
Doesn't
the
matter.
runes as
Doesn't
well.
matter. You still delivered the notes like a motherfucking goddess. But I have to give you something before you say anything else.
Go ahead.
Oi, oi, oi. You just can keep on going. You are an absolute machine. Shamanic sage. What's going on here is a divine feminine stepping into her force. Just speaking to a street urchin who just happens to be third generation psychic. Well, it is what it is. But I've got a little something for you. Okay? You are not only, multifaceted. You're not only, you got all of the clairs in abundance. You smell, you feel, you taste, you hear, and you've got it down to sage and, like, well done for doing the motherfucking work. All joking aside, this is your room, and I'm more than happy to bow down to you, Queen. But I have to give you this. The precious time. It's not just any fairy. These are the fairy cards. But look at this. This is like the Stevie fucking Nicks of fairies, man. On the edge of 17.
Stevie Nicks came up for me this whole week. Just saying, I'm gonna have to play her. I'm just saying.
I just get dead lucky all the time. That's it. The fairy of time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste others' time either. Lost time is never found, but time doesn't exist. People like you and I, we bend time and space. And the amount of ancestors that applauded the day when you were born, they still rejoice. Now, if you'd allow me to pull you another one just while you take a breath, would you mind taking a big deep breath? Yeah, you're ancient, man. You're ancient. Do you know, you, out of all of these powerful women and warlocks, you've got warlocks in your past as well. You've take a breath. One more, sorry. Oh yeah, you are a delight, lady. Even I'm so tired, when you do readings and you get just so much different energies. But I knew I had to come in here because this woman who's just, not only is she powerful, she's just not
The bomb, like tick.
Hey, I was gonna say she's like an OG fucking guide. She is old school. Like, listen, she said to me as soon as I come in the room, she said, "Watch that mouth now." I went, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." Yeah. And she said, "I'm just saying," and I'm just saying, I'm here with respect. So if I can, I'll give you another one.
Okay.
Purity, 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 purity. You are overloaded, not overloaded, you are abundant with divine masculine energy. You are. But you got that girly girl in you, man, that soft, caress, just time, and You talk about inner child, man. Do you know what I'm about yet, or you know what I'm up? Do you know what I'm about yet? Energetically wise, you know what I'm about, or
Oh, I definitely feel like you do. Even I don't know if you've done it before consciously, but psychic surgery
yeah,
is what I was picking up. I was
I have
picking up psychic surgery.
because we're like surgeons. We're like a
Yeah,
surgeon with our gift. Now we go through fucking Akashic records on a
exactly.
skateboard. You
I
know what I'm
think that
saying?
too. Like you're
We
definitely a
listen.
channeler, a
li-
medium. I
li-
want to say a medium more
We
than a psychic because
see. Listen. Don't forget, I'm a Hyoki empath, man.
ah,
Hoyoka.
that
That's what
makes
it is. Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
That makes
I'm the
sense. I
sacred
totally
clown.
can see
I'm
that.
the sacred clown, the jester. Oh, I like
Yes.
the tattoo on your.
That's
What is
why
the
some
what
people
does
can
the
find it obnoxious, but and I said it's
listen
more like sarcasm than
listen,
anything because you're giving them what they need, but they
si-
don't realize it's their
sister,
own energy.
sister,
Yeah.
sister. I am a mirror for people, and what happens is you can't save everyone first and foremost. Right, but we try, and we don't underestimate the power of laying seeds in these souls that are just waking up. I say the same things to everyone, but my intention is different and bespoke to whoever I'm dealing with. One of my favorite things is reading and healing the others. The other star seed, you're like a spiritual fucking beacon, and your soul and your ancestor was going, hello, and I was going, I'm knackered, man, I'm knackered, and your answer just went, just please, just have a look. And then when I got in here, she goes, watch your mouth. I said, you're crafty, you got me in, knowing that I'd like this woman. But your vibe is like it's like a big fucking wave, man. Like a big
Yeah, I
wave.
do believe that they probably G-check you with how you speak because they're very
So
protective over how people speak to me.
so
And it's because of like who I am and I can I've tolerated but I also don't tolerate a lot and they know that.
I love the way you confirmed what I've said. That not that I was seeking confirmation that I can speak to your guides. Don't you care? You just said I will confirm that my guides would say that. Yet they did because I can fucking hear them. Do you understand me? This is not a psychic competition or anything of the sort. I've come in cap in hand. Do you understand me? I'm here to serve, lady. That's all. And if we can dance again in another dimension, then so be it. But this card says, Allah, always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer to your question. I mean, if you wanted to, if you could give me 90 seconds of your time and the lovely people in the room, because there's 11 in the room and nothing is random. You know what house number I live in, don't you? It's 11. Do you know what Mama Lay, who's my guide, who passed away 2 years ago, her birthday was the 11th of March. I'm just saying. But when you are around people on a similar frequency or slightly higher, then magic fucking exists. On top of that, when you get a divine masculine and a divine feminine together with no hidden intention other than to raise the collective motherfucking consciousness by being our authentic selves, then hell yeah, I'll take some of that.
Hell yeah, baby, we doing it.
We're doing it and doing it and doing it right. All right, listen. Can I just take 90 seconds of your time?
Sure.
Close your eyes, Mama, and anyone else in the room, if you want a little chakra boost and chakra aligning, then just close your eyes and just breathe. So if you breathe out for 2, breathe in for 4, and then hold it at the top, and then blow out slowly. All I want you to do is concentrate on your breath and just relax. That's all you've got to do. And just breathe. Know that we are exactly where we need to be, and we have come so far. Concentrate on the breath and take yourself back to source. You give and give and give, but now is this next minute is just for you. You are now more calmer than ever before, and your guides are all coming in, your ancestors, and you can't believe how accomplished you are, how well you're doing, and the fact that I can play a song in the background that will resonate with everyone in the room, whilst realigning your chakras. Breathe, mama. And know this is our time. We release any stagnant energy, any traumatic fucking experience from another lifetime. We call in Archangel Michael to release any karmic contracts that do not serve our highest good. Breathe, sister, and blow it all out. Everything generations before you could not deal with, you're the one that makes all the fucking difference. Know that they chose well. Know you are golden. Know you are divinely protected and you are a glorious woman. What a glorious time to be alive. 2 more deep breaths. Breathe in that fire breathing dragon that surrounds you. Call in all your guides and all your ancestors and release anything that doesn't serve your highest timeline. We are divinely protected and guarded at all times, and Archangel Michael does look down upon his fucking children, and we are warriors of the rainbow tribe, and the light will always shine brighter over the darkness, even the smallest candle in the darkest room. That's what we are, sister. We are multi-dimensional beings of light, and we are stronger now than ever before. 2 more breaths and then we're done. You are a glorious being of light. This is the last one. Open your eyes when you're ready. And we remember our fallen brothers and sisters. Know that they are proud of us. And know now you are ready, man, to shine bright like a diamond. The ancestors chose well with you, sister. My name's Soul Brother P.
That was real, y'all. That was real.
Excuse my tardiness and my obnoxiousness, but I ain't for everyone, me, sister.
It's all good. And you don't have, who's for you is for you. And whoever don't like it, that's for them to deal with. They gotta do the inner work.
Hey, I was being ironical. I don't give a fuck what people talk about. I see the queens and the kings, the souls call me and I do me thing, and then I just bounce like a king. Yep. So, lady, this is part 1 done.
Yes, that was. Thank you so much. That was so vibrant. Oh my gosh, so juicy.
Listen, I'm tired. That was just a little something because I couldn't not call in these beautiful ancestors. They're so powerful. There's more. It's so much more I can do, but you're in your flow. I wanted to say I appreciate you. You're not alone. It's okay. It's okay. It's cool. You know me. You know who I am now, yeah? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's
I know, but know that I'm a Pisces king, man, and I am 3rd generation. I've only been on this path 4 years. That's it. 4 years.
You know what's so funny? I mentioned earlier, like the Saturnian energy and Saturn being in Pisces, and look at there's a Pisces here. If y'all not paying attention, that's not none of our business. Y'all gotta go back, watch the replay, pay attention, really watch this as many times as y'all need to watch this, because Y'all really got to pay attention to what him coming on here, like he said, with the number 11. None of this is an accident. 11 is a portal. 11 is a gateway. 11 is connected to our master numbers, our ascended masters as well. It's connected to divine unity and masculinity and mother, father energies and harmony and the twin flames within our core, within our DNA and the activations. Come on now, like pay attention. This is
Preach, sister. Preach.
Indigo's 11,
Oh,
y'all, you know, in the
oh,
building. Come on. That's
oh.
it. Yes, the battle was
Listen.
definitely
If you want to
talking.
dance through dimensions, I'll take it to the next one. The fucking
Go
full
ahead.
moon in Pisces. The full moon in Pisces. Forgive them, for they do not know what they do. Forgive, for fucking forgive. Now you listen, watch back at when I took you through dimensions and captured that energy. All right,
Forgive them, for they know not what they
what they do.
do. You
Hey,
know, and that's
hey,
what
people,
the
hey,
age of
people.
Pisces was teaching us. That was, you know, what the age of Pisces was teaching us. And now that you know better, you do better, because the age of Aquarius, you know better. So
So,
you do better.
so,
They would,
so,
they,
so,
go ahead, go ahead.
fettuccine. What I'm saying is, forget about it. Hate people. We're the motherfucking street healers. We're the street archangels. The fucking healers are stepping into the force now. We're not giving a fuck who fucking sees them and who don't. We do our work and then we move on to the next one.
Ashe, Ashe. That being said before, because I know you got a couple more, and then you wanted to talk about the masculine,
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna do.
going. I'm knackered. I'm knackered.
Okay, okay.
Listen, mama, stop trying to fucking keep me in. I know with this sensual,
I am no,
sexy
because
goddess.
you
No,
had
no,
a mess.
no. I know what you're doing. All right? And I know what these are doing. I
Okay,
know.
I
Listen,
thank you.
lady, I am
He did
drained.
his job. The last one, just stay here
For
with me for the
fuck's
last
sake, come
one.
on
All
then.
right, all right.
Yay, yay,
This
yay.
is the last one. He already pulled the cards, so y'all got
No,
from
I've
him.
got
They're all in
another
alignment.
13 for you. I've got another 13
That's
for you,
but that's at a later
you.
time. That's
Yeah,
at a later
another,
time,
which is
and
what I
I
said
appreciate
before.
that.
Which is what I said before.
Yes.
Come on, mama.
So, Lagos, I believe, is the way, and this is how it looks. Come on now. We had Radhu, right? Roadho, I'm sorry, Roadho for one. Inguas for two, with the masculine, traveling to the masculine energy. And then this is Lagos with psychic abilities, with
Mm.
water,
Oh,
with river,
Pisces
with
again.
intuition,
Pisces.
with flow, emotions, spiritual counseling, okay, life and magic. Come on now. And he came on here right when I was gonna do the runes. And this again, the number 11, this looks like 111 if you look at it real good, because how it was underneath. So maybe triple ones are something that has been calling onto you. But this rune is connected with the primordial waters. Okay, this is ancient. This is primordial. This is beyond the gods and the goddesses here. This is the primordial essence of life here. This is increasing your magical abilities. This will help you look into the past and into the future. All right. This sharpens and enhances your intuition, your intuitive perception. This helps establish contact with the subconscious minds, okay? It eliminates complications and fears, right? A lot of the times we have fears that get in the way of us diving deeper into certain spaces. What I take with this is that you kind of get confronted with your fears, but you have a intuitive understanding of what its message is, and so it'll help you eliminate the fear in getting to know what that message is in regards to what is in your subconscious, to be more magical and utilize it as a strength. That's just what I'm picking up intuitively with this. Definitely how the brother has the crystal on his ajna, his first eye, inner eye, I would recommend you putting this sigil, this rune on your third eye as well. Also putting it underneath the pillow if you feel called to, or any space that you work with, like meditating or just even work in general, just to kind of keep yourself. I would put it in front of a mirror. I would put it in like the bathroom. I would just any places that you want to channel. And even when, like, let's say you're working on a project but you maybe feel like you're stuck, you know how some people get like writer's block or something like that, I would kind of mix this up with the rod ro- road hole. I will mix them up together to kind of release the blockage and intuitively bring you the messages that you need to get into that. But this also helps you return lost peace of mind. So what I take by that with returning lost peace of mind is getting back to the source of what brought you peace in life, what brings you happiness. Also, where maybe you may have forgotten versions of yourself or aspects of yourself comes to the forefront to remind you of your wholeness and completion, and bring joy to come to the forefront of your mind, solutions to the forefront of your mind, maybe even help you. I don't know if this rune is used for that, but this is what is coming intuitively. Like if you have memories, issues with your memories, maybe working with this rune to help you enhance with your healing abilities and helping you enhance, heal any aspect of yourself that may have been hindered or hurt. Um, Also, this helps assist with studying and any secret sciences, so any occultism, psychology, sociology, um, or being in tune with the oracle, being in tune with just sacred sciences, old sciences from your ancestry. A lot of the times, people call it occult science. And so magic, just magic, the science of, a lot of the times we look at geometry like it's sacred geometry. Yes, it is sacred, but all geometry is sacred, right? All numbers have a code and a message, right? And work with angles and angels of light. And so just getting back to that to end strife and end quarrels in your life, this also helps. So if you find yourself in a particular energy of like war, this could help end that war-like energy as well, to enhance the healing energy. And it stabilizes emotionally and mentally unfavorable situations. As mentioned, if you're feeling depressed, if you are feeling any suicidal ideations, put an end to that which is keeping you in hardships, that which is fucking with your spiritual fortitude, with your mental fortitude, with your emotional fortitude. Put that shit to an end. Cut it, release it, and allow yourself to be in tune with your primordial waters, with your true soul's divinity. So that is the last rune. So if you chose number 3, this is your rune for you, or perhaps you will be working with all 3. Again, I want to say thank you all. I'm going to read that. Someone says, my writer's block has been because I've been giving value to other voices, and our own voices deserve importance too. Yes, whatever reason for the blockages, right? Those are the excuses. Use that. Use that, because I intuitively picked up writer's block. It doesn't say anything on the paper about writer's block. That was just what was coming through. So I would say, maybe you need to work with all 3 of them, or just those 2, 1 and 2. And so if you didn't catch the first one, definitely do. But I want to give space for the brother to close out how he wants to close out. And I just want to say thank you for all that you have shared, not only with me, but with the collective that is here watching, because you definitely shared a lot of messages for the collective. He pulled out 3 cards to go in alignment with the 3 runes as well. And so make sure that you not only pay attention to what runes that I pulled out, but what cards he pulled out, as well as those messages was for the collective that is here. And I want to give thanks again to the brother for holding space for the divine masculine in this space and bringing that balance. It is such an honor. You are such a dope. I can't wait to kick it and connect more. I know. All right, I'm gonna let you go. 10845. All right, we're gonna close it. I thank you. All right. That's all. That's all. That's all. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I release you. I let you go. Go if you must. Stay if you will. In benevolence and truth and righteous only. You're muted though.
I'm a Pisces. All right? I'm a Pisces.
12 just came up. That's the 12th house.
Now,
Okay, Pisces.
there's 11. There's 11 in the room
It
now.
went back to 11. Yes, but when you said Pisces, I was like, okay, 12th house.
Okay, so
Subconscious.
you said you were going to be quiet. You know you said you were going to let me talk. This is not letting me talk.
You're right.
Let's just go 10 seconds without saying a motherfucking word. And there's 10 people in the room. Okay. The runes were worth waiting for. I'm still touchy because, like I said, I've done a lot of readings. But your vibe is deliciously deliciously intoxicatingly divine. And I don't stay around for fucking anyone. Man, you talk nearly as much as me. I have got 2 more cards. You said I pulled 3, but it didn't. I pulled 2. But in your beautiful fucking cosmic excitement, it's like you were psychic because I am about to pull the 3rd card. So maybe you were just talking in the future. Who knows? But either way, it's my turn. Thank you. That's your ancestor going, don't fucking talk to her like that.
I literally was like, that's because of how you just spoke.
But I am a divine motherfucking king in my own right.
Yes.
And
you are. And your own right, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But that was funny. That was funny.
What these guides and these spirits don't understand is I'm guarded by Mama Lay, man. If anyone any spirit puts the hand on my throat, Mama Lay's gonna choke you the fuck out. I don't care who it is. Right? So let's just get a couple of things straight. No one's fucking being disrespectful here because if anything, I could have just fucking bounced out the room and not done a meditation with you and not activated your dormant DNA and not got in touch with your ancestors. Simple. I'm not getting paid for this.
Yeah, I also didn't ask you. It just was divinely ordained in that way. And so it has been respectful. I ain't do it. Listen, I can't help.
I'm joking. It's a show. I'm joking. It's a show. It's a show. I'm joking. It's a show. Remember, it's a show.
Yes,
it's not just me and you.
Black Mirror. It's just,
Black Mirror. Sister.
Let's get it out.
Hey, hang on. I'm not getting it out on
so what was the next
hang on. I'm not. Hey, will you shut up and let me talk, man? Please. I'm going to shake my maracas at you. Okay, next card. New beginnings. New beginnings. Got the birth of a new idea. You got the Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to gold. Okay. So, this fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. So if I've got a feeling that there's a few people, oh my God, you gals, what are they saying? Oh, these are very naughty women in this room. I know what you're doing. You said it 7 seconds, did I? Okay. So, basically, now is the time. Now is the timeline that we all win, right? And you're going to come across people who trigger you, and you're thinking, why the fuck are they triggering me? Instead of going, I don't like them, and go and tell 3 people that you don't like them. Go to the source of why you're being triggered by someone's light. Because you're not doing the work. If you're not doing the work, then you won't get visits from people like me for a start. You won't be divinely directed to beautiful fucking readers like this lady. And, excuse me, But there is a lot of fucked up throat chakras and I am divinely protected and guarded at all times. I observe the energy. I don't absorb it. Someone is not telling the truth in here, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to bounce. Oh my fucking God. Look at the card protection. Sorry. Someone's... What the fuck that is? I don't know. That's not you. That's someone in the room. All right, I'm going to say this and bounce. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking. What the fuck? Thank you for the reminder. The last one was from me. There you go. Anyone in this room, I don't know, I'm not saying there is. Anyone's got bad vibes in this room, it'll get sent back to you times fucking 3. Don't mess with the fucking... I'm back, I'm telling you. Anyway, lady. Oh, that was a nice first time, weren't it? You like it?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
you. I felt that too.
On me
Spirit
throat?
was telling me to burn the roux, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
you see, because listen, I get a lot of love from a fucking lot of multi-dimensional witches, and a lot of the witches get jealous. They do, but I'm not about that. I'm all fucking soul sister, soul brother. Just don't fucking bring it to my table unless you want to. Do you know what I mean? If you come with respect, then you will get double the respect back. That's it. It's not fucking rocket science. Hey, lady, it's been really nice dancing with you, man. You're a great reader, you kid, and we'll work again. All right?
Definitely. Thank you. Peace.
Thank you to everyone in the room. If you're from my side, make sure you give this lovely lady a follow. I'm sure we're going to be
And
seeing
same, if you are on my side, be sure to give him a follow. He goes by Soul Brother Pete. I'm sorry, Soul Brother Pete. I just meant your whole name.
Okay, yeah. So you go by Goddess. Hang on, let me say it like you said, man. Goddess switching bada bing. Oh no, sorry, I'll just get it right. Goddess switching the code. Goddess, that you? Goddess. No, that's not you. Sizzy.
Yes, Godis switching the code.
Oh, God is switching the code. Oh shit. God is switching. Yeah, but you know what? Like one last thing before to go.
You're gonna have to. That's it. Yeah.
Do you think?
I'm gonna start ending the live. Yeah. So
Go on. Listen,
we'll
love you long time. Take it
later.
easy. Be in touch. Go on. Hey, I like what you do.
Thank you. So thank you to everyone who tunes in. That was definitely orchestrated in the ways that it was. Despite, regardless of where you are in your journey, Spirit has a way of bringing forth messages to us in the ways that we need to receive the messages. And so you can be in different parts of the world and have different skin complexions and may have been here and needed a message that was divinely aligned for you, and Spirit will do that just so that it is in tune in the sound frequency that is needed and embedded for you. And so I thank you. I thank the brother for sharing his message because it was definitely in the alignment. And yes, if you just came in, I highly recommend that you catch the replay. If you have been following me for a while, then you know that I do readings on here. I am going to be pushing the readings onto my YouTube channel. And so I will be keeping this space as a sacred space for conversations for the most part, and mentorship and etc. for healing purposes. And the YouTube channel will be where I will be doing the reading. So be sure to click the link in my bio and add me on YouTube if you haven't already. I will try my best to go on later and do some more readings in regards to each zodiac sign for this. But yes, 10:01 at the time spoke of alignment. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I thank you all. And with that being said, it is time to go. Peace, love, and harmony. Ashe.